Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Tuesday. Tuesday, January 21st, 2025.
Wow.
And the financial world is
Keeping us busy.
definitely keeping us on our toes today.
You said it. We've got a packed news day,
Yeah.
starting with former President Trump's return to the White House
Yeah.
and his immediate impact on the global trade scene.
Right out of the gate, he's considering a 10% tariff on Chinese goods,
Oh, yeah.
specifically linking it to the fentanyl crisis.
Interesting.
That's a pretty powerful move.
It's strategic for sure
Mm-hmm.
by framing it as a matter of national security and public health.
Yeah.
He's creating a much tougher argument for other countries to counter.
Right.
This isn't just about economics anymore. It's
Yeah.
about a pressing social issue.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not just China in the crosshairs.
Or,
He's also got his sights set on Canada and Mexico,
oh boy.
threatening 25% tariffs if they don't do more to curb
Wow.
undocumented immigration and drug trafficking. How are the markets reacting to all of this?
Well, there was an initial surge of optimism
Oh, really?
when Trump didn't immediately impose tariffs
Okay.
on his first day back.
Right.
The Dow Jones, S&P 500, and NASDAQ all saw gains, but the
Yeah.
truth is everyone is holding their breath.
I see.
Yeah, this uncertainty about his future moves is breeding a lot of volatility.
Makes sense. Speaking of uncertainty, let's talk about the Panama Canal situation.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Trump's claiming unfair treatment of U.S. ships
Right.
and too much Chinese influence.
Uh-huh.
And now he's saying he wants to take back the canal.
Take back the canal.
Yeah.
This one's a potential powder keg.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Panama's President Molino has flat out rejected Trump's claims,
Right.
emphasizing Panama's sovereignty over the canal.
Yeah.
This could escalate into a major international dispute
Uh-huh.
with serious ripple effects on global trade.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's shift gears to the tech world for a moment.
Okay.
TikTok's future is still up in the air,
It is.
with Trump granting a 75-day extension
I see.
for them to either sell or face a ban.
Right.
And get this, he's even suggesting a joint venture
Oh, wow.
where the U.S. government would own half of TikTok.
Now, that's an idea that raises a lot of questions.
Right.
A U.S. government stake in a social media platform
Yeah.
brings up potential concerns about censorship, data privacy, and freedom of speech.
It does.
This is a precedent-setting scenario,
Huge.
and it's going to be fascinating to see how it unfolds.
For sure, it's not just TikTok making headlines.
Right.
Netflix is raising prices in several countries,
Okay.
including the U.S. and Canada,
I see.
despite adding almost 19 million new subscribers.
Wow.
They're banking on their popular shows like Squid Game
Yeah.
and those live events
I see.
like the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight to
Okay.
keep people subscribing.
Well, this is a classic case of supply and demand in action.
Right.
Netflix has built a high-demand product with their content library,
Yeah.
and they're using that leverage to boost revenue.
Yeah.
The big question is, will people keep paying more,
Right.
or will they start exploring those cheaper alternatives?
Yeah. And speaking of alternatives,
Okay.
on the other side of the pond,
Right.
the UK's tax authority,
Uh-huh.
HMRC, is catching some heat
Oh, no.
for their dreadful phone service.
Oh, really?
Apparently, nearly 44,000 callers were cut off last year
Wow.
after waiting for over an hour.
That's terrible.
With the tax deadline looming, I bet there are some frustrated taxpayers out there.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
It's a bigger issue than just phone lines, though.
right.
This highlights a growing problem with government service efficiency
Yeah.
in the digital age.
Mhm.
People expect quick, reliable service.
Yeah.
And when they don't get it, it chips away at their trust in those institutions.
For sure. Staying in the UK,
Okay.
the Labour Party's plan to renationalize the railways
Right.
is facing some scrutiny.
I-
The current transport secretary is pointing to the problems with Northern Rail,
Okay.
which was nationalized back in 2020,
Right.
arguing that public ownership isn't a guaranteed solution.
Yeah, the nationalization versus privatization debate
Right.
is a complicated one, and there isn't a clear-cut answer.
I agree.
Both sides have their pros and cons.
For sure.
And it really comes down to what serves the public best.
Absolutely. Now, for a story,
Okay.
that's a mix of finance, politics, and, well, let's just say it's unexpected.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Melania Trump is launching her own cryptocurrency.
Wow.
Melania.
Melania, wow.
And this comes right on the heels of the Trump coin,
Right.
which is linked to the former president.
The rise of these personality-driven cryptocurrencies
Yeah,
is definitely a sign of the times.
I think so.
It speaks to the influence of digital assets
Mm.
and the power of branding, even in these non-traditional spaces.
Totally.
We'll have to see if this trend continues.
For sure. Speaking of trends, have you seen those videos popping up on TikTok showing all these empty restaurants?
Yeah, the hashtag January in Hospitality hashtag
Right.
is bringing attention to the hard times facing the restaurant industry.
Oh, yeah?
The rising cost of living
Right.
and looming tax increases
Yeah.
are making people think twice about dining out.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sobering reminder of how economic uncertainty can impact real people and businesses.
It is. It certainly puts things into perspective.
It does.
Speaking of putting things into perspective, let's move on to healthcare,
Okay.
where artificial intelligence is making incredible strides.
It is.
There are a couple of really interesting examples you need to talk about.
Absolutely. First, there's opportunistic screening.
Okay.
This involves using AI to analyze CT scans,
I see.
picking up on early signs of conditions like osteoporosis,
Wow.
heart disease, and fatty liver disease,
Yeah.
even when those weren't the primary focus of the scan.
Okay.
It's like uncovering a hidden health clue you didn't even know you were looking for.
That's really cool. And then there's AI-powered drug discovery,
That's right.
where AI is helping to design new drugs
Right.
and pinpoint potential therapeutic targets.
Yeah.
This is speeding up the whole drug development process
It is.
and could lead to some serious breakthroughs in treating some of our toughest diseases.
The possibilities with AI in healthcare are truly immense.
Yeah,
We're just beginning to scratch the surface of what it can do.
absolutely.
It's an incredibly exciting time for medical innovation.
I agree.
It is.
Wow, we've covered a lot of ground already.
We have.
And we're not even close to finished.
I know, it's a big one today.
I know, crazy.
It is. It's remarkable how AI is transforming industries, wouldn't you say?
It really is.
And speaking of transformations,
Yeah.
we can't overlook former President Trump's embrace of the cryptocurrency world.
You're talking about Melania Trump launching her own coin. Melania, right?
That's right.
What a power move.
It is.
But let's not forget, this isn't the Trump family's first rodeo in the crypto arena.
Absolutely. We've already seen the Trump coin
Right.
linked to the former president himself.
Uh-huh.
Both coins have experienced some wild fluctuations in value,
Yeah.
which isn't surprising given the often volatile nature of cryptocurrency markets.
Right. It seems like the value of these coins is tied to public perception of the Trumps,
Yeah,
almost more than anything else.
you've hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
It's a fascinating blend of finance, politics, and celebrity influence.
Totally.
It really underscores how public sentiment can drive the value of these digital assets.
Absolutely. Speaking of public sentiment,
Okay.
have you seen those viral TikTok videos showcasing empty restaurants?
Yes, the hashtag January in Hospitality hashtag
Right.
is shining a light on the struggles many restaurants are facing.
Yeah,
The cost of living crisis continues to bite,
it does.
and the prospect of upcoming tax and wage increases is making people cautious
Sure.
about spending money on dining out.
It's disheartening to see.
It is.
Those videos are a stark reminder of the real-world consequences
Yeah.
of economic downturns.
It's easy to get lost in the numbers and policy debates,
It is.
but we have to remember that real people and businesses
Yeah.
are grappling with these challenges every day.
There's also another twist in the ongoing TikTok saga.
That's right. Trump has hinted that he might be open to Elon Musk or Larry Ellison buying TikTok.
Wow.
He even suggested that those permits could boost TikTok's valuation
Oh, wow.
to a staggering $1 trillion.
$1 trillion.
$1 trillion.
It seems like every time we think the TikTok story has reached its climax,
Right.
there's another surprise waiting around the corner.
It's certainly keeping us all on the edge of our seats.
For sure.
Will Musk or Ellison take the bait?
Yeah.
And what will a potential sale mean for TikTok users?
Right.
There are so many questions yet to be answered.
Let's shift our focus back to the U.S.,
Okay.
where Trump has been busy signing executive orders since taking office.
He's certainly hitting the ground running,
He's
addressing issues ranging from immigration and climate change to energy and government reform.
One of those orders aims to pull the U.S. out of the Paris Climate Agreement.
Right.
This is actually his second time attempting this,
Oh, wow.
as he made a similar move during his first term.
It seems like we're experiencing a bit of déjà vu.
It does.
Trump is reaffirming his commitment to his America First energy policy,
Yeah.
emphasizing traditional sources like oil and gas.
Uh-huh.
He's even dusted off his old drill, baby, drill slogan.
He's definitely not shying away from making bold statements.
No, he's not.
He also declared a national energy emergency
Right.
and plans to increase oil reserve.
I see.
Can you explain what this declaration means in practical terms?
Essentially, it grants him expanded powers
Yeah.
to bypass certain regulatory hurdles
Oh,
and expedite energy-related projects.
right.
The goal is to boost domestic energy production.
Yeah.
But this move is likely to be met with resistance from environmental groups
I bet
and those pushing for renewable energy solutions.
it will be interesting to see how this plays out,
It will.
especially in the context of the global push for clean energy.
Absolutely.
And remember, those tariffs Trump was considering imposing on Mexico and Canada?
It appears those have been put on hold for now,
No.
but he's ordered a comprehensive review of U.S. trade relationships.
I'm noticing a pattern here.
Yeah,
Reviews, investigations, potential tariffs.
right.
It seems like he's using these tactics strategically as bargaining chips in negotiations.
It's a way to project power and keep other countries guessing.
For sure.
Only time will tell what the ultimate impact will be on the U.S. economy and its trading partners.
It's safe to say things are never dull with Trump in the Oval Office.
Never a dull moment.
And in another surprising move,
Yeah.
he's issued pardons for hundreds of individuals who stormed the U.S. Capitol back in 2021.
This is a decision that's bound to spark controversy.
Yeah?
He's even commuted sentences for members of the Oath Keepers and Proud Boys who were convicted of seditious conspiracy related to the Capitol riot.
This is sure to reignite political tensions
It is.
and fuel debates about accountability and the rule of law.
Absolutely.
And to add another layer of intrigue,
Okay.
he's created a new advisory body
Okay.
called the Department of Government Efficiency,
Right.
or DOGE for short,
Doge. Oh, wow.
with a focus on cutting government spending.
Okay.
And guess who he wants to lead it?
Elon Musk.
You got it.
Wow.
It seems Musk's name is popping up everywhere these days.
It's an intriguing pairing.
It is.
Two powerful and unconventional figures
Mm-hmm.
who share a penchant for pushing boundaries and challenging the status quo.
Yeah.
If Musk accepts,
Right.
it will be fascinating to see what they might accomplish together.
There's more happening on the government reform front.
Uh-huh.
Trump has implemented a freeze on federal hiring
Okay.
and ordered federal employees back to the office,
Right.
putting an end to the work-from-home era for many.
Those moves are likely to be met with mixed reactions.
Right.
While some may welcome a return to the traditional office setting,
Yeah.
others who've embraced remote work and flexible schedules
Right.
may be less than thrilled.
It's definitely a significant shift in workplace dynamics.
It is.
We've covered a lot of ground today,
We have.
from global trade tensions and cryptocurrency to AI advancements and government shakeups.
Absolutely.
But there's one more story we need to touch on before we wrap up.
Right. There's an interesting development in the biotech sector
Okay.
that deserves our attention.
Okay.
LanzaTech, a company specializing in carbon recycling,
Great.
is making some strategic moves.
I see.
They're launching a spin-out of their LanzaX business,
Okay.
which focuses on their synthetic biology platform,
Okay.
and they've partnered with Tharsis Capital,
Mm-hmm.
an impact venture capital firm,
Right.
to secure funding for their Synbio development pipeline.
So they're creating a separate entity dedicated to their synthetic biology work,
That's
aiming to attract more investment and accelerate development.
exactly.
What exactly is synthetic biology, and what are its potential applications?
Synthetic biology is a fascinating field
Yeah.
that essentially involves engineering biological systems
Okay.
to create new functionalities.
I see.
It has the potential to revolutionize everything from medicine and agriculture
Yeah.
to energy and material science.
Okay.
In LanzaTech's case,
Right.
they're using it to develop innovative ways to capture and convert carbon emissions
Interesting.
into valuable products.
It sounds like they're streamlining their operations
They are.
and focusing on areas with significant growth potential.
Absolutely.
And speaking of growth potential,
Yes.
they're also heavily involved in sustainable aviation fuel SAF projects.
That's right.
Could you tell us more about SAF and why it's gaining so much traction?
SF is a type of biofuel that's made from renewable sources,
Okay.
like agricultural waste or used cooking oil.
Okay, interesting.
It's seen as a key solution for decarbonizing the aviation industry,
Right.
which is a major contributor to greenhouse gas emissions.
Mm-hmm.
As the world strives to reduce its carbon footprint,
Yeah.
the demand for SAF is rapidly increasing.
I see.
And companies like LanzaTech are positioning themselves to be key players
Right.
in this burgeoning market.
That's quite a forward-thinking approach.
It is.
They've even appointed Justin Pugh as their interim chief financial officer,
Right.
who will be focusing on strategic cost reductions
I see.
and reallocating resources to support these biorefining operations,
Okay.
particularly their SAF projects.
It sounds like they're making some savvy moves to capitalize
Right.
on the growing demand for sustainable solutions.
They are indeed.
It's encouraging to see companies like LanzaTech embracing innovation and sustainability, even in the midst of economic and political uncertainty.
It definitely gives a sense of hope for the future.
It does.
We've covered a whirlwind of topics today, but we're not done yet. We'll be back with part 3, where we'll wrap up with a thought-provoking question about the global economy and Trump 2.0. Don't go anywhere.
It's inspiring to see companies like LanzaTech leading the charge towards a more sustainable future. But with all the events we've discussed today,
Yeah.
from Trump's return and his impact on global trade,
Right.
to the rise of AI and the challenges facing various industries, it begs a crucial question.
Okay, I'm all ears. What's the question that has you pondering the fate of the world?
Simply put, can the global economy withstand Trump 2.0? His policies, particularly his penchant for tariffs and protectionist measures, have the potential to disrupt global trade and inject a significant dose of uncertainty into the markets.
Right.
We've already witnessed some volatile reactions,
We have.
and the long-term consequences remain unclear.
It's a valid concern.
It is.
His first term was marked by trade wars and heightened economic tensions.
For sure.
While there were periods of growth, it also ushered in an era of instability and unpredictability.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, the global landscape is even more complex now.
Precisely. We're grappling with a persistent cost of living crisis,
Right.
rising inflation, and geopolitical unrest. Adding protectionist policies into this mix could exacerbate these challenges,
Yeah.
potentially leading to a global economic slowdown.
But some argue that his America First approach
Right.
could revitalize domestic manufacturing and create jobs here in the U.S.
There's a possibility of that.
Yeah.
But it's a delicate balancing act.
Right.
While protectionism might offer short-term gains in certain sectors, it often leads to higher prices for consumers and retaliatory measures from other countries.
Right.
Ultimately, these actions could harm the U.S. economy in the long run.
So where does that leave us? Will the global economy weather the storm of Trump 2.0?
I wish I had a crystal ball to give you a definitive answer.
Yeah.
The truth is, it's still too early to say for sure.
I hear you.
A lot hinges on how his policies are implemented,
Right.
how other countries respond, and how global events unfold in the coming months and years.
Yeah.
It's a situation that requires careful observation and analysis.
That's a great point.
It is.
The financial world is in constant flux,
Absolutely.
and we need to stay informed and adapt to the ever-changing landscape.
We do.
It's like navigating a financial maze,
It is.
and we're here to help you find your way through it.
Exactly. We'll continue to provide you with the insights and analysis you need to make sense of it all.
Thanks for joining us today, everyone. Remember to subscribe and stay tuned for our next episode, where we'll delve into more fascinating developments shaping the world of finance.
It's going to be a good one.
Until then, stay informed and stay curious.